All right, let's talk about Jalen Hurts, who I actually didn't think was that bad in this game. I know, obviously, a lot of people on Twitter are talking about him not playing well and all that stuff, and him, having a bad day. And the stat sheet is obviously very bad. But if you know this channel, you know that it drives me crazy to see people that didn't watch the football game look at the box score stats and then assume that they know more than anybody else. There were some good moments here from Jalen Hurts, and also worth mentioning, the first two interceptions were completely not his fault. One was a batted pass at the line. The other was like a caught pass that then got knocked out by a defender and intercepted. So, only one interception was his fault. That one was really bad, and we're going to talk about that at the end of this video. You'll have to stay tuned for that. Let's talk about some other not great stuff. Let's talk about some more negatives before we get into some positives as well. This play, it's A.J. Brown one-on-one on the outside. One thing we have to mention is A.J. Brown was amazing in this game. I mean, he was trying to will his team to a victory, I thought, in this one. It's going to be a deep shot on the outside. Jalen Hurts is going to take the snap. He runs a play action. Hey, A.J. Brown one-on-one on the outside. Let's take that chance. Last year, we were hitting on those consistently. You see A.J. Brown is open. I mean, this is a great opportunity to go up 14-3 here midway through the second quarter. And as you see, Hurts' throw, it's a bit far. It wasn't even that far. It was, I don't know, maybe like a split second far. I mean, that was not a bad missed throw, but it was a missed throw. Could have thrown it a little bit more underneath. Usually him and Brown are so good at hitting on those that it does feel weird to see it not hit this time. And that's kind of, that's a big way football works, right? I mean, you think about the difference of how we view this game if that was complete. Now, granted, the Eagles still scored a touchdown on this drive, so it's not score-wise, but in terms of like yardage-wise, if you get one play that gives you a, 65-yard touchdown, your box score is just going to look significantly better. Because of that, it just didn't happen here due to a slight miss. There were some plays like this too where it's going to be A.J. Brown working one-on-one on the outside. He's not the one who his feet are circled. That's the broadcast doing that. He's the one whose route I showed on this screen. Going to be running a route. It's going towards the middle. It's in zone coverage, so there could be a gap in coverage for Hurts to throw to. This is on that same drive. Watch as Jalen Hurts takes a snap. He's going to look up and look at this route from A.J. Brown. I mean, he's just now starting to show a little bit of what he could be doing. So that corner who is, sort of in that area, I mean, look at how he's still bailing out and Brown's about to cut over the middle. Jalen Hurts timed this one really well. Again, not the most difficult of throws, but he still put it right on the money when he should have thrown the football. So you deserve credit for that. You do. But also talking about this play, I mean, this kind of ended up being an A.J. Brown video. Didn't mean it to be, but I mean, it's hard to talk about Jalen Hurts in this game without talking about how good A.J. Brown is. You see in this situation, I mean, how many yards? Let's play the great game. Think right now, if you didn't see this play live, about how many yards are you expecting A.J. Brown to get? I don't know, maybe like 2 extra yards, 3 extra yards, right? Get tackled and move forward. Well, no, watch him be able to break multiple tackles, and then he's running. I mean, you see 22 right there. He has an opportunity to try and make a play. But again, as you see, Brown runs right by him, nearly gets into the end zone for a touchdown. Disappointing, couldn't get the touchdown there. So, I say, well, if you add that 65-yard touchdown to Jalen Hurts' box score, well, he did get like a 40-yard completion on that one. That was a good play by him for sure, but definitely not a 40-yard completion type play on his box score. So it does work both ways. That's absolutely fair to say. But still, this is what you want out of the Eagles offense, right? Hurts doesn't always have to be the guy. Sometimes you can allow things to, other guys to come through and make the plays. But also there were things like this. I mean, Philadelphia, they beat themselves in this game. They really did. And you can say the Jets defense does this to you, but not on this play. This is going to be, it's Devonta Smith running a route that's eventually going to go over the middle. And again, worth noting the situation at the 50-yard line early on here in the second half. Watch how Jalen Hurts takes the snap. He's going to do a good job of navigating the pocket. Pressure kind of came from a weird way, but he steps up, throws while stepping up. And you see, Devonta Smith isn't open. He's wide open. I mean, this does not get any more open. This is incredible. You can get a big chunk play easily in field goal range, maybe more. And as you see, Smith just drops that pass. I mean, I think if he catches that, I think they're getting inside of 20 at the very least in that scenario. And who knows, maybe he's able to do something in open space and get more than that. That's a back-breaking drop. And again, it wasn't a great play from Hurts. It wasn't a bad play from Hurts. It was I would say it was a good play from Hurts. He had to navigate the pocket, find an open guy. but Smith was wide open. This is just a play that for Philadelphia, like I know when they watch tape, maybe right now as I'm recording this video, they're watching tape of this play saying, man, how do we miss that? It's a tough break. Again, the Eagles are going to catch those plays. They're going to get better. This was just kind of they didn't make those plays. And obviously the Jets defense is very good and didn't give them many opportunities, but they did have some opportunities. Also, Jalen Hurts on this play. This is a good play by him, kind of talking about why he wasn't necessarily bad on some of these plays. Let's talk about why he was actively good on some of these plays. 3rd down and 6, you have, it's again, A.J. Brown working one-on-one on the outside, deep shot. I mean, this is what we saw all last year, right? What the Eagles are hitting on. They didn't hit it earlier in the game. Well, let's see what happens here. Hurts is going to take the snap. He is going to look down the field. He's going to fire down the field. There's a little bit of separation. It's nothing crazy, but there is a little bit of separation. It's a tough throw. He's going to have to put this one right on the money. And that's going to be exactly what Hurts does. Beautiful throw there, and they're able to get a big completion. They ended up, it turned into a missed field goal try there, but that put him on the outside of field goal range. And you think about like, hey, man, if they got a field goal on this drive, if Smith makes that last catch and they get a field goal there, well, then it's a completely different football game. Maybe the Jets still, win. Who knows? Because they did, convert their 2-point conversion when they went for it after scoring the game-winning touchdown. But let's talk about the play that we have to talk about. I made a whole video talking about this play, but I can't make a Jalen Hurts breakdown in this game without also bringing it up. It's this one. So here's what happened. If you missed the video that I made, this is what happened on this situation. It's a 3rd down and 9. You see I've circled several Jets players towards the offense's left. They're showing blitz on that side of the field. So Hurts is aware of that. However, they're going to drop back into just the zone coverage. They're just trying to fool Jalen Hurts a little bit, and I think that's actually what happened. I do think they fooled him. Watch as when they do, in fact, drop back into coverage, I think Hurts just misread this coverage. I think he thought it was like a man coverage situation and never saw the linebacker who is, kind of closer towards the bottom of the screen that you see in that black rectangle right there. This is not a disaster situation for the Eagles, right? I mean, you look at the clock, 1 minute and 58 seconds left. It's a 3rd down and 9 situation. What you obviously do if you're Jalen Hurts is just run. If you get tackled, you get tackled. Hopefully you can pick up some yards, but make sure you stay in bounds. The Jets don't have any timeouts left. So if you can burn another 5 seconds or so and then cause 40 seconds to go off the clock, and then when the punt, has to go through and everything, you're going to be looking at about a minute left for the Jets. That's still down 2 points. So, I get it. That's a scary situation if you're a quarterback. It is. You don't want to be in a situation where if your team gives up a field goal, you lose. Like, if you have an opportunity to win the game, you should try to win the game. Like, for sure. If you have an opportunity to convert this 1st down on 3rd and 9, you should do it. This is not that opportunity. I just think he never saw that player over the middle of the field. This throw, also worth mentioning, would have been short of the 1st down marker, it appears. So that's also not great, as maybe it would have gone for it on 4th and 1. I don't know. But on top of this, I'm going to pause it for a second. But on top of this, gets returned nearly for a touchdown, which is not great either, because that allowed the Jets to score a touchdown right after. Because if it wasn't a huge return, Jets still would have needed to get in field goal range, or if they were kind of stopped shorter, you could have maybe gotten a 3 and out, although maybe at that point you don't want to because, the clock situation. But, maybe you then would have just needed a field goal. Didn't matter, though. Weren't able to convert at the final drive. That was not good. At the end of the day, though, Jets defense is very good. They frustrated basically every quarterback they played against. Yes, the numbers are really bad from Hurts. I thought that the overall game is not concerning. Sure, this was a terrible decision, but I'm not worried. If you're an Eagles fan watching this, which, why are you watching a video on your team right after they lost the day after? That's not what I do. I'm not watching Buccaneers breakdowns today because my team lost. But if you are, no reason to hit the panic button. It's okay. These kind of games happen. They do. I'm not worried. But that's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.